I have too much fun in those intros, seriously. I need to calm down. Welcome everyone. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot and this is my free tarot reading channel. Today's video is looking at what your next big blessing is going to be. I am so excited to film this video. This has been a topic that I've been curiously entertaining for a very long time, and I've been in a weird state of surrender where I just didn't know if I wanted to know what this blessing was and when it was coming. And then finally this week Spirit was like, nope, it's time. Do the video, tell the people. So let's see what's in store for us. We are going to have an extended for this reading as well. At the time that I'm filming your intro, I haven't filmed any of the groups, so we'll see what comes out. As always, my aim is to offer clear, honest messages. And in terms of the extended, you guys, the extended will be on Patreon. I do need to give you a little disclaimer though. So the way that Patreon works is it is a membership system and they have a billing period monthly. So when you first sign up, you pay up front so that you can have access to the 9 months worth of content that I've already created on that platform. And then you get billed again on the 1st of every month until you cancel it. It's very straightforward to cancel, but I'm telling you this because the 1st of August is very close. So if you do want to join us on Patreon and this is the first time that you are signing up, I would recommend, unless you want to pay twice, just wait until the 1st of August Pacific Standard Time. If you wait until after midnight, 1st of August Pacific Standard Time, you won't be billed twice. And that way you're having access to this video and every other piece of Patreon content and in your tier that I have created over the last 9 months now. So I just wanted to give that disclaimer because it always happens. There's always someone who messages me and says, I wasn't expecting to see this. And yeah, so that's the go with Patreon. Now, aside from that, I don't think I have anything else to announce. I think that's it. So I'm going to take you into the pick a group portion now where I will show you each of your groups and then you can join me in your reading. I'm excited. Let's see what next big blessing is in store for you. Okay, welcome to the group selection, you guys. We have 4 groups to choose from today. Group 1, you guys are the Christmas tree over here, very cute. These are all Kirk toys, okay? And mind you, he never plays with any of them. So at the moment I have about as much cat stuff as I do crystals. So I thought let's use some cat toys for the pick a group portion today. So you guys, group 1, will have the Christmas tree cat toy. It came in like a Christmas pack. There's obviously one more Christmas toy out here as well. The tree is a greeny color all over with some yellow pizzazzles and some extra strings at the back. Very interactive sort of toy is what they're going for. It didn't really work for Kirk, but maybe a younger cat is what they were aiming for. Group 2, you guys, you will have the red mouse over here, and the red mouse has these weird blue ears where if you look at them for too long they don't really make sense, so I try not to. I just ignore that. We have this white tail with black eyes. It is a velvet sort of texture like most of the toys. Not much else I could say about that one. Group 2, if you're drawn to the colors, the shape, the concept, group 2 is a red mouse with blue ears. Group 3, you guys have the other Christmas toy. You guys have the koala toy over here. The koala is wearing a Santa's hat. It's got eucalyptus leaves over here. It's quite cute. I've got to be honest, I really liked this toy. I thought it was very, very cute, but Kirk had other plans. It's just been sitting there collecting hair. So if you resonate with the concept or the colors, that's you, group 3. And lastly, group 4, you guys have the squirrel, who kind of reminds me of Scrat from Ice Age. And the squirrel came in a pack as well. It has like a little catnip ball down here, and it jingles a little bit. It's very cute in its own little way. When you kind of move it around, it gets a lot of attention from people, not so much Kirk. So if you like the concept or the colors or the story, that might be you, group 4. Now, if you need more time to figure out which of these 4 groups you're feeling most called to, you are welcome to either pause the video or join me in the meditation portion that will be playing after this video. The meditation is roughly a minute long, and it just helps you connect more with your intuitive mindfulness so that you can choose which of these groups you're feeling most called to. Otherwise, if you know, jump ahead, timestamps are down below, and I shall see you in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Welcome, group 1. If you guys chose the Christmas tree over here, then this is going to be your reading. Group 1, today we're asking Spirit, what is the next big blessing coming your way? So let's put this huge toy over here for now. I hope you remembered you are group 1. Let's see what cards you've got. I've pre-shuffled some oracle cards. This is going to tell us what the next big blessing is coming your way. What next big blessing is coming your way, yeah. But you might have some other stuff as well. You might have other things. So this is just the next major one. So that's right. You guys had man holding a heart. Oh, that's not a lot of room to work with. I think I accidentally made this camera way too close to me. I'm going to have to push y'all back a little bit. It's just so I can get more space. There we go. You also had caring connections. So yes, you are that group 1. You also had adjacent possibilities over here. Now I want to clarify this card because I don't know if it's supposed to be reversed or upright. And I do take reversals in this deck. So it's very clear to me that the next big blessing coming your way is a relationship. It is some sort of very stable, caring connection that will be someone wearing their heart on their sleeve to you. I feel as though this is something that you've been waiting for, an honest expression of love towards you, whether you are single or just in a situationship or a relationship that is struggling. Let me put that out of the way. We're not being sponsored by KFC today. I think that whatever this is, it's taken a long time to happen because this is manifesting as a big blessing. So it's something that is either you have been without for some time or it's something that you've been actively working on for some time. It's like there are many different possibilities of a blessing, but for you, group 1, the biggest blessing that you can expect next is a caring, honest relationship is what it feels like. And adjacent possibilities is either referencing that this is someone we do already know or this is someone that we don't know at all. So that's why I want to clarify it straight off the cuff. Let's use the heart deck because this is a matter of the heart. Group 1, please, Spirit. What can you tell us about their next big blessing? Is this an adjacent option or something they are already in connection with? Well, see, you're connected to it. This is the 6 of Wands, so your energy is here for it already, but it does feel like this is not something that you have in your life currently with the 5 of Pentacles here. Your energy is connected to it, But when it comes to your physical circumstances, you are in separation from this, okay? It's not a part of your energy. It's not a part of your material world, but it is a part of your energy. Is there someone from their past, Spirit? For most of group 1. See, it's complicated because I think that a lot of you will accidentally pick this group, but it's someone that comes after a period of really working on yourself, really building a strong self, a strong sense of self. This is about spending a lot of proactive time filling your own cup, and it's not even about emotions, it's about needs. This is very independent energy, this well-deserved reward. It's the 9 of Pentacles energy of really needing to claim things for yourself and putting your neck out for yourself. They are showing me the full reverse, which it does incorporate like a reinventive energy of something like going through the wash almost and coming out cleaner. So there is something recycled about this, but at the same time, it's more in reference to the fact that you've been through situations with other people that have highlighted to you exactly what you don't want. They're insinuating that you're no fool. So I'm going to ask more about who this person is, because for some of you it could be a past person, for others of you it's somebody completely different. Many of you may have picked this group, and you just need to know in general that the next big blessing that you're going to get is an opportunity in love, which will lead to a caring connection and somebody expressing honest feelings to you, with man holding a heart here. It feels like someone wearing their heart on their sleeve. Now, the 8 of Swords tells me that this is something that has come after a long period, or what feels like a long time, of having to battle your own doubts and your own sense of defeat. It's not even fear. The 8 of Swords is just more about feeling defeated and almost numb at that point. That's how connected to that unsuccessful outcome that you are. With the crown chakra reversed, I don't know if many of you are expecting this, or if it's a manifestation that just seems to come out of nowhere. It's like one moment you're very, very focused on it, next moment you're not, and that's when it comes in. So bottom deck energy is the moon, so I see that this will be coming after you've done a lot of work, you guys. You have really worked on yourself internally and externally. Some of you have done your best to fulfill your needs in the material sense. Maybe you wanted a sugar daddy and you became your own sugar daddy. Maybe others of you just wanted a stable emotional connection with someone who you could confide your feelings to and your deepest, darkest secrets to, and you managed to create that within yourself. It's just a feeling of, with the moon here, there is something about this that has to do with confronting your inner fears and really laying it out on the table, connecting with your inner self, your true self, however scarred or afraid or untouched they are. So let's move forward. We're going to ask about who this person is before we actually ask about this blessing in itself. What can you tell us about this person, Spirit? What can you tell us about this person? What can you tell us about this person? This is a little bit like, listen, we've got the Star and the 10 of Wands coming out, both reversed. The Star is giving me past energy, but more than that, this comes after a period of healing issues from your past, okay? Let's focus on that. This is someone who has taken time to heal. They are someone who is still in the process of healing. They're not perfect, okay? But I honestly, for years and years and years, I really disliked that word perfect. I don't know if anybody is. I think that it's about accepting everything as being perfection when it comes to a person's identity, unless it is intentionally harmful unto others. I think that the Star card reversed in your person's case is talking about someone that has spent time trying to figure out why things haven't been going a certain way. This is someone who has some sort of depth and awareness to them, and they seem to be in the process of healing, trying to figure out new strategies to move forward as well. This is someone who seems to come across as slightly innovative or just open-minded in general, just thinking of like new ways of doing things. So that's how they kind of cross paths with you. They are an adjacent possibility because there's something about the two of you that doesn't really tick a conventional box. I think the Star reversed is also just talking about them being a bit of an oddball, or it's just this thing that seems to happen out of nowhere. Like one day, one day, one day. When are they coming? One day, one day, one day. Are you sure? Yes, one day, one day, one day. And then bam, they're here. And you're like, what? Was not expecting that, actually. With the 10 of Wands reversed, I see this blessing, honestly. This person is someone who is very good at just seeing it for how it is and calling it out for how it is. So I see that their personality is very much like no bullshit. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube, but no bullcrap, no like BS in general. They're someone that is very good at calling it out for what it is. I feel like this is someone who is like socially aware and they like to think for themselves. They're not a sheeple. They don't follow the crowd type of thing. The 10 of Wands reversed tells me that they are very selective over their energy because maybe they do have a lot of responsibilities or they're just very clear about what they like. They could have very specific interests or a very specific sort of energy or personality type. So I see with the 10 of Wands reversed, they are someone who's very careful about what they commit themselves to. They get easily burnt out is what I feel. They could be introverted here. What else can you tell us about them, Spirit? We have the King of Wands showing up in the reverse. So, okay, this is someone who does get jealous a little bit, okay? With the Four of Swords in the upright, they are a little bit of an overthinker. They're a bit more passive. They do get jealous. They do... there's this feeling here of being impulsive when under pressure. And yet I also think that this person would prefer to know exactly how everything plays out. It's like a Leo-Virgo cusp type of energy. I don't think that'll be their exact star sign, but they are someone who, I feel like they prefer plans, but at the same time they act out of impulsiveness when they're put under pressure. I see this person having like a jealousy or just really like a very physical kind of person, and I think that the two of you will have a physical attraction towards one another that will soon be delved deeper with other common interests. Like they may be a very specific, someone with very specific interests. That may be what's going on here. What else can you tell us about this person, Spirit, for group 1 or this relationship? Okay, so they are someone who will be very honest with you. They don't like shady behavior. In fact, they could be someone who had been cheated on by other people, you know. The Seven of Swords reversed tells me this person values integrity, honesty, and also just like being upfront. Like if you're not a loyal person, then at least be honest about that is what they're saying here with the Seven of Swords. They do seem to be someone that likes to say it for how it is. So I have a feeling that this person's mouth gets them in trouble sometimes, because they come across as very straightforward, a little too straightforward. Most people expect someone to kind of add a little bit of sugar on top, you know, but this person's like, nah, just cut the cake. This is how it is. There's 8 people, cut it into 8 squares. And other people are like, oh, but are we going to have ice cream with it? Or should we have custard? Or wait a minute, you didn't put the strawberries on. This person's like, cut the cake. So they're very interesting. I think it's refreshing. I think it's something that many of you have been wanting. Now, let's find out more about how this blessing comes in. So how does this blessing come in for group 1, please, Spirit? What is the nature of this blessing being delivered? How does this blessing come in? How does this blessing come in, please, Spirit? Yeah, wow. Your bottom deck energy is the King of Pentacles. So it's going to be hard to miss with the King of Pentacles here. It's something that feels very much too good to be true, which makes it very obvious, okay? You're not going to be able to miss it. It feels a little bit too good to be true. I see this circumstance unvolving in a situation where boundaries are clear. So it's interesting. I don't know if it's because you meet this person in a situation where there's other people involved. Let me just feed into this energy real quick. How does this blessing come into group 1's live, Spirit? Yeah, it's interesting here. It's like with the 9 of Wands, you're almost ready to give up. You're almost ready to give up. You've hit your brick wall. It's that wall that they talk about in, I don't know if you ever watched that movie Run, Fat Boy, Run with Simon Pegg, and he talks about that runner's wall that you hit when you train for marathons. It's like you hit that wall and you're like, you know what? F this, F that. I'm just gonna vibe out to myself and be alone for the rest of my life. And you may think that you've done that many times before, but this circumstance is because it feels like every other time, it's gonna feel no different. The Nine of Wands tells me you hit a wall here, and it feels like your energy is very like defensive. And you know what's so interesting? These two cards are like looking at each other. Look at that. They were sitting down there looking at each other. Can you guys see that? The way that these two are looking at each other. The King of Pentacles is up here like, hi. And this Knight of Wands is like, what? Are you going to mess with me like the others, or are you different? So I do see boundaries because of this. I see walls up. I see a feeling of like, is it even worth putting energy into this? And you're both kind of on the same page, because this is someone who seems to have that mentality of, well, I don't have a lot to give. I've got to be very careful with my energy and my time. So I'm not going to just display this kind of energy to everyone and anyone. The blessing seems to manifest in a social setting though, with the Lovers here. So you could meet through other people, or just in a situation where a lot of communication is involved, a lot of quick communication, could be a chat room or something like that. I don't know if there are chat rooms anymore, but there just seems to be a lot of communication around you. So it seems to be a social setting or something where like conversation is just flying. And it seems to be that in that moment, one of you is quite aware of how impactful this situation is, and the other one is still looking up for guidance from above. The other one is still like, is this it? Is this it? And the Spirit's just like, I ain't saying anything. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just going to turn my head. You two figure it out. Then one person's here like, is this it though? Like, tell me. I don't know if I should or not. Yeah, I feel like the masculine's going to pursue the feminine. That's the energy that I'm getting thus far. Remember, I'm talking about energies, not genders. Now, the Ace of Pentacles over here, the Ace of Pentacles tells me that this is an opportunity that will start on the right foot, in the sense of this is someone who will come with honest, clear intentions and actions. They value that and they will possess that. So this isn't someone who's going to mess with you and just like sort of keep it one way and secretly harbor feelings for you until like, oh God, it's been 3 years and I probably will never get the chance to tell them I love them. No, this is someone who they know how they feel and they're very clear, so they're going to act upon those feelings. The Ace of Pentacles tells me that this blessing starts on the right track. This is someone who will straight out ask you, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Be nice to spend some time together, get to know each other. Can I give you my number, my email, my Discord? I don't know how you do it, but there is this strong emphasis on it starts on the right track. So very clear from the beginning that there is an opportunity here and someone is making the effort to take that opportunity or give that opportunity. Like, please. I've got a pentacle, take it. So I do see that starting out in the right way. There's no room for error there. Now, the Three of Swords reverse tells me that this action does trigger you. This action triggers energy and thoughts and feelings from your past. Like, oh my goodness, I'm suddenly overthinking. Do I even know how to date again? Do I even know how to make this work again? Is this really someone that I want to try for? There's all these sorts of questions, and it's natural. It's nothing to be worried about, but that is a clear sign of how this blessing will manifest. Whether this is a relationship that's gone through the wash and is trying to come out fresh and clean and new, or whether this is a brand new person who we're yet to buy. There's this feeling of like, do I need to give myself more time? You're just getting a bit of like stage fright. It's show night, you know, you've done all your training, you've been to every rehearsal, you've practiced every night in the shower. Excuse me, this is getting too dirty now. You practiced every night in the shower, and now it's time to make it real. It's natural to have those last minute thoughts of, am I healed enough? Am I ready enough? Is this really it? It's going to prove to you in that moment that yes, you are ready. And yes, this is it. This is your blessing. So please stop doubting that and give yourself a chance to actually enjoy everything that you've worked for. It feels like with the Six of Wands here, this blessing manifests in a very public way. So I feel like it happens around friends or in a social group, or there's something quite public about it. But the Six of Wands is talking about recognition and reward, well-deserved reward. The Six of Wands is like a moment to kind of taste the glory of your hard work and what you've put into this. So I do see that this blessing will offer you a boost in your self-esteem and kind of a balancing out of your energy. We started with this feeling of defensiveness and ready to give up because I've been doing this for too long and not getting any results. And then now, as the opportunity has presented, as we've worked through those shadow fears that have sort of resurfaced from previous pain that we've already dealt with, we are having an opportunity to shine and to experience success based on our actions. And I see here with the High Priestess and the Hanged Man, honestly, this blessing is something that you have been dreaming about and romanticizing and fantasizing about for a very long time. So if all else fails, simply trust your intuition. You are in tune with this energy already, remember? Even though you don't have it in your material world, your energy is already seeing this as a win. You will know, okay? It's going to be very hard to miss. This is something very attractive to you, and this is something that you have been manifesting for a very long time, Group 1. So can we get any other information about this blessing, please, Spirit? Can we get any other information about this big blessing? Spirit, what else can you tell us about the next big blessing to come Group 1's way? What else can you tell us about the next big blessing? What else can you tell us about this next big blessing? We have the Four of Wands and the King of Cups. So listen, you guys, this could lead to marriage, okay? This person could lead to the love of your life. This is someone who will be very honest with you. They wear their heart on their sleeve. They've been through their own share of knowing what doesn't work, you know, and they are someone who may be a bit slow and tentative at times, and they don't react well under pressure. But if you guys can both keep that communication open and are both encouraging each other to move within a pace that is comfortable for your individual selves, I do see this leading into marriage, and I see that this is someone who is considered to be a spouse, a life partner, okay? This next big blessing is honestly a chance at a relationship that you have been manifesting and hoping for a very long time. Let us see. Yeah, there it is again, the Ace of Pentacles. It's a big deal. Is there any advice for Group 1 when it comes to this blessing, Spirit? Is there any advice when it comes to this blessing with Group 1, please, Spirit? I'm going to take both those cards and we're going to get another deck as well. I've recently used these cards, so I'm going to use them again. Some cards I use too much and other cards don't get used enough, so I'm trying to recycle and reuse as much as possible at the moment. Group 1, is there any other advice for them when it comes to this next big blessing? Thank you. Just one card from there, and we might actually get some channeled messages advice. Any advice for Group 1? Any advice for Group 1, please, Spirit, when it comes to this, next big blessing? Oh, my days. Any advice for Group 1 when it comes to this? Thank you. We're just going to leave it there. It was getting a bit too chatty. Okay, so I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Trust yourself, know yourself. You don't have to rush with this person. In fact, they would prefer it if you took it slowly because they don't respond well under pressure either. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. I think that in this moment, you know, you'll have your initial boundaries. You'll recognize this for being a genuine catch. It's very attractive. It feels too good to be true. The walls are up. We're a little afraid, but one of us is very clear and they decide to extend that offer of opportunity anyway. The other person accepts but has doubts and fears and concerns based on how they've been hurt in the past. Both choose to overcome and celebrate together. There is an immediate win here. Following this leap through what we've already healed, there is an immediate win that is backed by our intuitive knowing and by the fact that we cannot just sit in our feelings forever. We do have to take action upon them. And I see that this is coming down to knowing what you truly want and how something truly makes you feel. And just knowing whether this person is what you're afraid of or whether you're basing your fears off something in your past, you know? Imagine if we had to base everything new off what we'd already experienced. There would be nothing new. So in this case, do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness is reminding you that this is something that you've manifested, and your biggest advice is to be still in those moments when you're afraid so that you can truly tune in and figure out where that fear is coming from. Now, we're also looking at the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. You've put a lot of energy and intention into this. Don't forget that in the moment, okay? You've put so much energy and intention into this. This is what you want, and this is definitely what you've been waiting for. So don't forget that in the moment. Don't let your fears leave you trapped in something that you aren't actually wanting, or in something that you don't truly believe in. Now, we also have, I follow my inner wisdom. So, I mean, all these cards are really saying the same message. I'm at peace with my own being. I love myself and trust that I am making the right choices. Trust, trust, trust. You are following your inner wisdom. You're at peace, and you know you can make the right choices for yourself. Trust, trust, trust. You are ready enough. You are healed enough. Know exactly what it is that you want. And if you need more proof, give this person a bit more time to prove to you, because they will very quickly show you that they are coming correct and that their intentions are pure with the Ace of Cups. If you're confused in the beginning, that's natural. It's natural to feel like you just need to figure some things out and like you've just got to have a bit more time. This is a new person, new situation, and you're needing to kind of feel your way through this naturally. So give yourself that opportunity with this I want you to choose and the Ace of Cups. You're naturally going to experience some confusion here with this new person, new situation, etc. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 1. This is going to be your next big blessing. We're going to take this into the extended now. The extended is over on Patreon. I want to look at when you can expect this to materialize specifically. We're going to get more personality traits around this person and what your relationship will look like. The extended is on Patreon. If you did skip the intro, I recommend you go back. I did a quick little disclaimer there. I just want to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. I also want to thank you for all of your support on YouTube, on Patreon, and Instagram, anywhere. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please react down below, give it a like, give it a dislike if that's your vibe, or comment if you feel safe enough to do so. Otherwise, I shall see you in another video. Bye, you guys. Welcome, group 2. If you guys chose the cute little red mouse with the blue ears, then this is going to be your reading. So group 2, today we're asking Spirit, what is the next big blessing coming your way? And we're going to see if we can get as much information as possible. We've started with some oracle cards here. I have pre-shuffled these cards, so we'll see what they can tell me about your blessing, and then I will be pulling and shuffling more cards on camera as well. So let's see. We have financial constraints in the reverse, the number 13, if that resonates. We also have Angel of Love showing up for us, number 49. The card is reversed as well. Excuse my shakes, I just came from the gym. We also have Strategy over here, number 21. Interesting. So what I can see here is that you are going to have changes to your financial situation and your love situation. Now, the love situation is a bit tricky because where the financial situation may be more obvious, the love situation is being guided by the Angel of Love, which tells me it may not be well understood or well received initially, because even though it's a blessing, it feels like it's needing to be slowly fed to us, if that makes sense. I kind of get this energy from this group that some of you guys may feel a little bit disheartened by these changes, and initially it won't feel like a blessing. So we're going to clarify that with more cards, but I do think that the main big changes and blessings that are coming your way involve your financial situation. Something is finally growing, and it feels like this is happening through something, a door fully opening, because this card depicts this kind of safe almost, this security box. I almost think of this as the last resort savings fund. You know, we just go into that coffee can on the bench, or that safe that we have in our cupboard, or that account that we have that we try not to touch. It's so underutilized that it actually has cobwebs on it. It's our last resort. Now that's a really positive improvement to have that card in the reverse. This tells me that your financial situation will improve, and the biggest blessing here is that a door is opening and we're not having to dip into those emergency funds. So I really like that. We'll get more clarity around why that is a blessing and how that will look, so that it's not just me telling you that, you know. Let's paint a deeper picture around how your finances are improving. Now, with the Angel of Love, I just want to clarify that straight up, if I'm honest with you, because I'm not getting as much clarity from it as I am the financial constraints. The Angel of Love reverse tells me that it's either blindsiding us, or it comes back to that analogy group too, of like, this is something that doesn't necessarily look like a blessing at first. It has to grow into that feeling of being a blessing. So very interesting. I'm a little bit intrigued. Let me shuffle these cards and see what this love situation is about. Spirit, can you clarify the Angel of Love for me straight off the cuff, please? What is the Angel of Love doing here? Ooh, sweet pea. We have the throat chakra coming out for you. Do you know what this tells me? The Angel of Love is bringing some sort of new idea or communication. It's a clarity. It feels like the throat chakra opening up. Clarity, information is coming, and it's going to change the way that we think about our love situation. So I actually see that for this card to be reversed, if some of you guys have felt trapped or stuck in a situation, whether this involves you being in a relationship or completely single, if you felt stuck, I see you getting unstuck with new information here. Some sort of new conversation, new idea, new info is coming your way, and it's helping you transform your circumstances. So it is a major blessing, because it could be something that you've been thinking about for quite some time here. The throat chakra is telling me that moving forward, this is also dependent upon open communication. You know, love is something that involves two people. It's a two-way street. It takes two to tango. So as much as you can have love for someone or vice versa, it does involve both parties coming together and having this clear communication. So it is a blessing, but the Angel of Love is like the mitigator. It's like the facilitator, you know. This Angel of Love's here in the middle with Cupid's bow, but both of you need to meet the Angel of Love in the middle in order for that to work. Can we clarify anything else about the Angel of Love situation, please, Spirit? You've got a few blessings. I like that. Group 1's was basically just one theme. You're very much diverse, which I do enjoy. Group 2, please, Spirit. We have the Two of Wands in the reverse. We also have the Four of Cups in the upright. I like that. Okay, so you know what this is telling me? Oh, my heart is singing for you. I really want to get a timeline on this. If I can, we'll see. But what I'm seeing here is that this blessing, this change of circumstances when it comes to love, it involves you knowing more about which direction you want to take. When I think of the Two of Wands, I think of planning mode. I think of understanding your options and your choices and what is available to you. I see it as an opportunity to either go to wait and to think and to measure and to plan, or in the reverse, it's more of like a liberating feeling of this, like you're no longer stuck. If the energy was different, I would see this as you being stuck. I would see the Two of Wands reversed as you feeling like you have no choice, feeling like you've got nothing coming your way, no opportunities, no new solution to the problems that you're facing. But in your situation, this Two of Wands reversed is actually the universe making it very clear to you of what it is that you need to do for yourself in order to bring more harmony when it comes to your love life. And the biggest blessing here is that that road is going to be crystal clear for you. There's not going to be any ambiguity. You're going to be very clear on the direction that you want to take. It doesn't mean that you're limiting your options. It just means with the throat chakra and this card reversed, you have very much got your clarity that you've been craving when it comes to love. Now, I also see that in the Four of Cups here. The Four of Cups tells me that this opportunity could be something that had been right in front of us all along. And maybe we were just hesitating to take it. Maybe we were just a little bit like, you know what, I don't know how I feel about that. So I'm just going to pretend it's not there for now. So it's an interesting feeling. It's like you finally getting called to turn around and face the music. And I also think that this Four of Cups is highlighting the fact that if you do really want this, then you do have to meet the universe halfway here. It is about taking those opportunities that are made available to you, especially with the throat chakra here and the Angel of Love reverse. The Angel of Love, the universe can't force anything to happen in this love situation because it does take two to tango. They can facilitate this opportunity, but it is up to both of you to seize this moment. So that's something you need to know about this love opportunity. Miracles do work, but free will dictates the outcome always, and you're both free bodies here. So depends on how much communication and knowledge you want to offer each other in this situation. Is this going to be something, is there anything else you can tell us about this love situation before we move forward? Before we move forward, please. We have manifest in the reverse. So this is either something that you aren't expecting or you kind of gave up on it. I do think that there's a lack of confidence around how this is all going to come together. And I think that honestly, in your case, try not to overthink it. Just focus on what you do know. I think of the Magician reversed as someone who is losing confidence over their ability to pull everything together. So just focus on what you do know and do your best. That's all you can do in this situation. You're not being called to make the impossible happen. That is for divine to sort out. Just focus on what you do know and what you can do. They also want you to know that the situation could be very fruitful. I see this growing, expanding, but it doesn't need to be looked at as something long-term yet. Just focus on the passion and the chemistry initially. And that is going to help you really connect with this person. I do think with the sacral chakra here that there could be an opportunity for sexual union, and that this, as long as there is clear communication, could be what really brings this connection to the next level. I'm not saying that, sex should be the focus of a relationship, but it is certainly something that makes a relationship a lot more special. And I do see sexual union as an opportunity for both your energies to come together in this case. So that's how I'm seeing it. The two for me is like the building blocks. We have our root chakra, and then we have inspiration in the sacral chakra. Our root chakra kind of grounds us and stabilizes us and really roots us into who we are. And then our sacral chakra, once we are stable and safe, our sacral chakra offers us the opportunity for expansion through passion and inspiration and new ideas that are starting to form in our cells. It's very much this newfound fire within you stirring. We are also being shown the moon card, so confronting your fears and speaking the truth is what's really going to help. This is a blessing. It's not supposed to be a curse. It's not supposed to be something that you're afraid of, but it will stir fears. So confront those fears, face them head on, understand them, talk about them, explain them to yourself, explain them to your person, and really let the truth come out in this situation. Now, strategy. I do want to look at that. Look what's at the back here. We have the Empress, nurture in the upright. That card, when it comes to your love life, is really telling me that whatever this big blessing in love is, it's going to offer more growth and more sort of longevity, but we're not supposed to focus on it as that. When we do that, it overcomplicates the situation. It brings forward a lot of expectations that aren't necessarily helpful. Focus on the passion, focus on what you do know, and just talk it out with each other. Now, strategy over here, under number 21, I do see that we're going to be in this fruitful phase of our lives. Your next big blessing is that once these two are sorted, once your financial situation is like green, yes, you're good to go. Once your love situation is like clarity, yes, we're good to go. You are going to have the opportunity to start focusing on other things, because these two seem to be the main blocks in your current situation and your current journey. Once we have that cleared and sorted, you're going to have the opportunity to plan and really think about what you want to do next. Strategy is telling me that you're going to be in this fruitful stage where you can really start to look at other things and start to understand what else you can have. It's almost like you need this to be filled and fixed in order for you to see other areas of your life that need fertilizer and water and nutrients. So I do see the opportunity for you after this to just continue growing. I see your journey as one that is going to be very fruitful, and the next big blessing is that you're finally getting these kinks ironed out so that we can focus on some of the bigger goals that we have, some of the bigger ambitions that could be lurking around the corner in a good way. So I want to come back to financial constraints, but we're going to use tarot for that. Financial constraints, reverse spirit. What else can you tell group 2 about this? The 10 of Pentacles, yes. So this is something that has been weighing on you because it makes you think about your future, and it makes you think about where you could be or what possible legacy you could have, how well supported your kids might be in the future, or your future children if you don't have any, or just family in general. There's this idea of you being concerned about what wealth you have saved. You could be worried about your superannuation or like your retirement savings fund. I don't know what you call it in your country, but we're starting to think of money as long term and wanting to look at, what are we retiring with, or what kind of financial situation am I going to be in once I start laying down roots and having children, or buying a house, or making that car loan, buying that car loan, etc., etc. I see with the 3 of Pentacles reversed here that you're very hesitant to share this with other people, or that this is a secret that you have. This financial situation does involve you collaborating with the right people, but I think with the 3 of Pentacles reversed, it could be something that is impacting a lot of people in your family, so you don't really know who to reach out to in terms of for support. Can I just get any more clarity around this as a blessing though? How is this going to materialize? So you could be looking at a completely new situation here with the Death card. This could be a new job or a pre-existing role being sort of rewritten for you. You could be getting promoted. The Death card does depict an ending though. So if you are between work, you could be picking up something completely fresh. I see this as a redemption arc in terms of you getting the opportunity to kind of prove things to yourself. I kind of feel with this that you do need to come back around to something. I'll clarify that, but we also have the Queen of Pentacles here. So this financial situation is a promotion, is what it feels like. It's something that's going to improve your situation greatly. Can we get more information about this, please, Spirit? We have the High Priestess. I don't like that. They're like, no, you can't. Please, can I get some more information about this, Spirit? Please, can I get more information? Okay, so this will be happening sooner than you think. With the 3 of Wands reversed, it's something that you haven't currently invested energy into. So it's something that you haven't done before, or it's an opportunity that you haven't yet applied for. It's something that you do need to kind of release expectations for and really sort of dive into. It may feel like it's something that's not necessarily meant for you, but I do see you really succeeding in this role. It could be something more sort of hobbies related or passion related, creativity, something a little bit more creative than you're used to. Maybe before you used to do real practical work, sort of customer service maybe, and now you get to be in a different, more creative industry. But it's definitely something that you need to think about that you haven't yet invested energy in. It's not something that you've done before. The High Priestess is saying have trust in yourself and really start looking outside of the box here. It's not about operating in a safety zone. It's about knowing that you are safe and you are protected, and that if it is meant to be, it will happen for you. So really start applying for those jobs that seem a little bit off the cuff, and yet when you look through that criteria or those said duties, you realize that you are able and capable of fulfilling them. And don't be afraid to hype yourself up in your CV or your resume, okay? If that's what we're looking at here, really talk about yourself honestly, but with the utmost, it's very hard to, but talk yourself up, because it's not about lying. It's about really knowing that this is going to be something that is meant for you. Is there anything else you can tell them about this financial situation in general, please, Spirit? Is there anything else you can tell them about this financial situation? Okay, so it does involve you being honest and facing your fears. Again, I'm seeing a very familiar theme here. This new big blessing when it comes to your finances does involve you being honest, addressing your fears, and needing to kind of see this as something that could be reality. It's not just a fantasy anymore. I do think you have to come out of your comfort zone and be a bit more extroverted than you may be used to. This is again about talking yourself up. You will get familiar with this role. There's going to be a learning curve here though with the Hermit reversed. So I do think that it is just about sort of being confident and really putting yourself out there for this opportunity. I do think that you may have like a difficult first week sort of climatizing to this new role because it's so different, but you are quickly going to realize that yes, this is something that I'm passionate about and I am really enjoying the financial freedom that this new opportunity gives me. You could eventually turn it into like your own thing with the Queen of Pentacles, because I do see that as someone who is self-managed and self-made. So it could be something that you just take experience from and financial security from, and then when you are skilled enough or knowledgeable enough, you may turn it into your own project, your own business, etc. I do see here with the Five of Swords reversed that it is important that your communication is clear and that you take those actions where necessary, because you may regret not taking them. You may regret walking away from that opportunity before you even gave it a chance to be something for you. So really send those emails out, double check your CV or your resume, make sure that you're talking about yourself honestly but with confidence, and make sure that you're looking at what they're looking for. This is very practical advice, but if the advertisement for the job says we want a passionate, confident, creative person, then make that your keywords in your resume. A lot of HR firms have filters so that when applications are sent through, if those applications don't contain those keywords, they're automatically disregarded. And that's something that not a lot of people know. So look at the ad, find those keywords. They're usually adjectives. Or software. If they want you to be knowledgeable with specific software, that will be a keyword as well. And make sure that that's in your application and your resume so that you're being noticed and the filter isn't blocking you out. We're also being shown the Eight of Wands in the reverse position. So I do think that communication is key here. And I am seeing hesitancy. I'm seeing roadblocks. I'm seeing like you just don't know if you're capable, or you're just not sure about your skill set yet, or you're just not feeling confident yet with these wands. These wands reversed give me frustration, and it feels like, listen, there may be a few no's before we get that golden egg, but don't give up. Keep putting yourself out there. With the Judgment card reversed, I do see something working out in the end, and it may be something that initially said no to us, and then all of a sudden they're calling us back and saying, actually, I'm so sorry, but do you have time for an interview tomorrow? You know, there's a feeling here of be flexible and don't lose confidence in your abilities. Know that what is meant for you will work out for you. Your knowing is what is going to really bring this all together. I do see the Seven of Wands at the back of this deck, so that is telling me your confidence again, overcoming that adversity, those challenges, being flexible based on the challenges that you're given, knowing where to invest your energy, changing it up a little bit with the Three of Wands and the Seven of Wands reversed. If what you're doing right now isn't working, then consider trying alternate either strategies or alternate positions altogether when it comes to the jobs that you're applying for. I do see you working your way up through something and eventually taking that and creating it into your own, whether it's your own business or your own part of that company. I'm not too sure, but I do see growth here for you in your financial situation. It's just very dependent upon you being consistent and not giving up on what you know is meant for you. Okay, all right. So let's come over here to strategy. I'm going to clarify strategy again. Is there anything else you can tell group 2 about strategy when it comes to their next big blessing? Is there anything else you can tell group 2? Did I say group 1? Group 2, is there anything else you can tell group 2 when it comes to their... We have the Knight of Wands here. Yes, now that you have these blockages cleared, we have a new opportunity to move forward in new directions, and I see this being quite spontaneous, quite fun, quite adventurous. There's new actions being taken. We have more time for the things that we enjoy, which is ironic because even though you seem busy, you're seemingly more balanced. So it's kind of like we have more energy for other things. The Knight of Wands is talking about traveling in a new direction. Can you clarify, please, Spirit? What else can you tell group 2 about this? 3 of Wands reversed again. Yeah, a completely new direction. This is something we have not invested our energy into. This is something that is almost saying to us, turn around. You're facing the wrong way. You're waiting for the wrong things. Turn around. Look around you, behind you. There's so much more over there. You're facing the hillside. We need you to see the ocean. Look at that. You have so much more opportunity. Is there anything else you can tell them about this strategy, please, Spirit? We have the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Your future is going to look very different after these blessings come your way, okay? So try not to pigeonhole yourself with specific expectations. Set your intentions clear. But when it comes to expectations, honestly, they're usually formed based on our past experiences. So the more expectations we have, the more limited our future can be. The future should be moldable, changeable. If we're projecting our past always into our future, we can't embrace any new experiences, any new forms of growth. We're going to be stuck in a loop continuously. So just set your intentions clear and be very clear about what expectations may be limiting you. It's very different. Expectations versus standards are different. Standards are based on your needs, knowing yourself, and knowing how you deserve to be treated, whereas expectations can be limiting beliefs based on past experiences. So, group 2, please, Spirit. Is there anything else you can tell us about strategy? We have death again reversed. What is this death situation, Spirit? What's coming back? What is strategy here? What is this death reverse situation? The Princess of Pentacles, an opportunity to undertake some sort of apprenticeship. It's going to make us feel a little bit immature, a little bit experienced. It's a very practical opportunity to move forward with fresh actions, though. So can you be more clear, please, Spirit? The High Priestess, no. They're like, listen, it may differ for each and every one of you, but you do have an opportunity here to start with fresh eyes when it comes to a familiar situation. This could be something that you've already done before, okay? But it's transformed and it's the opportunity for somewhat of a do-over. We're rebirthing it. It gives me that energy of like when you were younger, you really wanted to do this and then you accidentally got pregnant. You spent a lot of time raising your children. You don't regret it, but you do wish you had the chance to go back and do that one thing that you were very passionate about. It feels like you're getting the opportunity to do something like that. And the Princess of Pentacles tells me there's a feeling of like naivety because we don't have as much experience as we would hope to, but we're very willing to learn and we're very keen to gain experience in this situation, practical experience and skills. And it's going to feel somewhat familiar because with the Death card reverse, the situation does mirror something from our past, but it has been slightly transformed to fit our present. So I do think with the High Priestess again, that it comes down to you trusting and knowing that what is meant for you will be a part of your world. So really trust your ability to be able to work through this. This will change your future completely. It will. The intention here is to offer you more growth, which in turn will offer you more success. But this version of success involves experiences. It involves little mistakes so that you can have more wisdom, more experience, and more opportunities. So that's how I see this. It's not like a guaranteed 10 of Pentacles straight up, because there are going to be small curveballs and little opportunities to learn and grow, which allows you to expand even more. I see the Princess of Pentacles as an apprenticeship, so it will take time and it will take commitment, but it's something that you seem to be quite enthusiastic about, and it's something that brings a bit of zest back. So it's quite exciting, really. Your bottom deck energy is the 9 of Wands in the reverse position, so please don't give up. But if you are hitting so many roadblocks and so many walls and it's the same outcome because you're doing the same thing, consider how your energy is being invested and consider maybe trying something new here. You don't have to burn yourself out and go crazy with the amount of times that you're receiving the same outcomes. Really consider switching it up a little bit, especially when it comes to your financial situation. And if you're confronted with a situation over here that feels familiar, but it's slightly different because it's in your present now, really use what you have learned to try to change the outcome here. Consider how to invest your energy when it comes to these big blessings, because that is what is going to be your opportunity to be successful. It's how you choose to divert your energy and change your actions in order to get that success that you deserve. So group 2, that's what I see for you. That has been your next big blessings reading. I am going to take this into the extended now. In the extended, we're going to look at this financial opportunity again. We're going to look at how you will grow upon this and whether it is most likely that you will create your own business. We're also going to I want to talk about those slight bumps in the road and how those may manifest, whether there's something to be genuinely concerned about or whether they're just little things, because I do want to sort of be very clear on those challenges. That's my aim. So we will talk about that. With the Angel of Love, we're going to get more information about who this person is, what they're like, so that you can identify them accurately. And then we're also maybe going to get some clarity over how they feel, if they're fresh, if they're new. We're just gonna get an understanding of like why you need to be so clear with them, where are they coming from, type of thing. What else can Spirit tell us about them? Because Spirit was really asking for you to be clear, so what's going on with them? Now, with the strategy, I do just want to see if I can get any more clarity about that, any more clear information, because Spirit was very careful about what they revealed, and I think that's because so many people have clearly watched this reading, so I have to be quite ambiguous, but I'm going to see if I can get any more clarity around these expansive opportunities and what that may lead to. What exactly is this Princess of Pentacles, for example? So if you would like to join me in the extended, the link to the Patreon community is down below. That's where all of my extended readings are. It is a membership service. If you did skip the intro, I recommend you go back. There's a quick little disclaimer there about the end of the month. I will see you over there if that's where you're going. The reading will be up by now, by the time you're seeing this on YouTube. Otherwise, I just want to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. Thank you for all of your support, Group 2. Feel free to react down below, give it a like, give it a dislike, comment if that's what you're wanting to do, but please just look after yourself. Sending you so much love and light your way, and I shall see you in another video. Bye. Hi Group 3 and welcome. If you guys chose the koala bear, then this is going to be your reading. Look at this little cute pie. Welcome Group 3. I'm going to put your koala off camera because it does take up a lot of space. We're asking Spirit today, what is the next big blessing that you can expect to come your way? I'm super excited to do this reading. I had to take a little day off to recharge. My battery levels were quite low yesterday, so I came back with a freshly charged energy field. Gosh, I sound crazy, but anyway, I'm here. Okay, let's see what the next big blessing coming your way is. We have Healer of the Ages reversed. Interesting, that's the number 51, if numbers are, what's the word I want to say, are important. We also have second chakra, Archangel Ariel, the number 36. And we have Victory, the number 28 in the upright. So interesting. I am taking reversals in this deck at the moment. I'm getting an interesting vibe off your group straight off the cuff. It's interesting that Healer of the Ages is reversed and that's a blessing. It's almost insinuating that your next big blessing is actually you taking time off away from your responsibilities of helping other people and focusing solely on helping yourself. I think that a major blessing for you is going to be able to just spend time with yourself and away from your responsibilities in general. I see this as you needing to recharge, so it's so ironic that I shared that with you in the beginning of this reading. I think that you do need time to just focus on your inner battery, your energy field, before you divert that to others. You do have such an impactful presence to those around you for that card to come out. Either you are a light worker, empath, healer in any various forms, you know. Not all heroes wear capes. They usually wear badges and they have a lot of patience. So I do see here that for you guys, it is going to be about taking time off from your responsibilities and just focusing on you, okay? I do think over here with the second chakra, Archangel Ariel, that your other big blessing coming is centered around going back to to basics and focusing on your inner passions. So I feel like you're so busy giving to other people, or there's something about your energy that just seems to be a conduit for others to draw upon, that this blessing that I'm seeing is very much centered around you, just like nourishing yourself, spending time with yourself, with your hobbies, with your interests, with your passions, with your I'm hearing sexual passions too, so maybe taking time off with yourself or with a loved one if that's how you want to roll. It's just about recharging. And I think the second chakra here is highlighting that you're at that point now where you need to recharge and to do it properly, so that you're not just distracting and trying to divert energy here. It's like, well, no, cut that off altogether and just recharge. Really focus on that recharging. I see this as a blessing for you because it will make you more successful in your endeavors as a whole. The victory over here is insinuating that you can't help anybody else until your oxygen mask is on, until your charging station has completed its full cycle. So you will be more successful in terms of your relationships, in terms of your job, in terms of like everything. To be honest with you, at this point in time, it's insinuating that everything in your circumstances will be more successful when you recharge, because the goal here is to not hit burnout. And if you have hit that stage and you are just sort of coping, every day is just a survival day, just making it through the day, making it through the list of responsibilities, then it's definitely time for you to receive this blessing and to take that time off to heal and to recharge yourself. Now we're going to clarify Healer of the Ages straight off the cuff. I'm going to start with this deck. I've been using it for all the groups. It was only supposed to be used if we have a love thing coming in, but I do think that it's just a cute deck to use, and I really like the cards. In terms of the artwork, it's very straightforward. It's centered around love, but let's see what it has for you in terms of Healer of the Ages, please, Spirit. Group 3, what is their next big blessing? Can you clarify Healer of the Ages, please? Healer of the Ages. Healer of the Ages. Oh my gosh, you have the throat chakra coming out. This came out for the second group as well. Oh, excuse me, I shouldn't say that, but it has come out before. Can you please clarify Healer of the Ages? Oh, hello. We've got the Two of Wands here, kind of showing up as a blockage, if I'm honest with you. It was over here sideways. Can you clarify the Healer of Ages, please, Spirit? Healer of the Ages. We got the Three of Wands now, definitely upright. And the Five of Cups reversed. Bottom deck energy at this stage is number 11, Detach. I do see this as our Justice card, so that's interesting. I just want to point out that we technically have 3 5s out here. We have 4 5s. We have 51, we have the throat chakra, the 5th chakra, we have the 5 of Cups, and we have the 2 and the 3 of Wands, which is 5, both in the same suit. So we have 4 5s out here. Now, I do think that 5 is insinuating a change. And, you know, for the throat chakra to come out, it's quite interesting because it feels like this is about finding your voice and really communicating your needs based on your energy. What you need and what you need to do to change your situation in the long term. This isn't a quick fix solution like I was talking about in my little disclosure. It's not like take one day off type of thing. It's like, well, no, actually moving forward, what do you need to say to those around you to offer yourself the opportunity to have more time for you or the things that you genuinely want to do, whether that's your hobbies, maybe you're a full-time parent and you're a single parent as well, and it's very hard for you to make time for yourself, but the kids are getting older now. They understand a little bit better now. Or maybe, you know, there are other communities or other friends or family that could help you out more. I just think that this 5 of the 5th chakra here is actually calling for you to use this time, this blessing, to really think about strategies and solutions that are more long-term, so that it's not just a quick fix. It's something that can offer us more balance in general. Otherwise, we're just sort of recharging. Next day, we're fully drained again. And it's just like an unsustainable way of living. So I do think that the throat chakra here, as this big blessing manifests, is saying that, well, hey, you can really have this all the time. Just have a think about what your options are. Really ask the right questions. If you're reaching out to a professional healer for advice, ask the right questions to get the right answers. Whether this is a doctor, some sort of medical professional, or maybe you're wanting more support from your work situation, talking to HR about this, talking to your boss about this. Ask the right questions. Take time to identify the issues, the roadblocks here, what's standing in your way, what options you would like, and then talk about it so that you are met with clear outcomes and possibilities here. With Take the Lead, there is a feeling of you having more options here, but it has to be you kind of pushing in the right direction and asking the right people in the right places as well. So I do see the opportunity to really re-strategize when it comes to this situation and to kind of focus on something that is going to be more energetically enriching. Because, responsibilities, sometimes we don't realize, like kids, that to me is like a lifetime thing. So there should be a way to kind of help you maintain your own sense of self or your own options, your own expression, your own downtime, your own self-care time as they get older, so that you aren't cutting yourself short here and just looking at those creative strategies with the Three of Wands. This opportunity is a blessing because it gives you more to focus on. With Change Your Focus reversed here, we're suddenly seeing things in a different perspective. We're feeling more positive about our future and about our present. The Five of Cups reversed does feel like a purging of honesty, really expressing ourselves. There may be emotions involved, but that should not discredit the authenticity of what we have to say. You may actually confide in like a loved one or a therapist. Regardless, I just see you crying it out almost, needing to really be honest about how much this is affecting you and about how much you really want to troubleshoot the future here in terms of, I actually can't keep doing this. So can we look at changing this up so that I'm not just burning myself out every week for something that I actually need to do or that I actually love doing. I do think with Healer of the Ages reversed that your presence is so impactful in this role, whether we're talking about you as a parent or you as a worker or you as a boss or you as a friend, a mentor, some sort of guiding light, a light worker in general. Your presence is very impactful and it has such a profound effect that the goal here isn't to stop doing it. It's about troubleshooting the issues of burning out so that we can refill your cup more often and make sure that you are charged enough to be able to keep doing this. I do think that with Detach reverse here, it's about seeing eye to eye with someone as well and letting that person know or that situation know how much this is sort of impacting you, finding that balance again, finding that middle ground again. That peace again. There is a way moving forward here that is going to be more successful for you. So that's what I'm seeing with Healer of the Ages. Let's clarify the second chakra now, Archangel Ariel. I'm going to use this deck, the Modern Witchcraft Tarot deck. Archangel Ariel, please, Spirit. Can we clarify that energy for group 3? What is Archangel Ariel saying for group 3? What is Archangel Ariel? Oh, we have the Eight of Swords coming out for you in the reverse. Excuse me, that's upright. What is Archangel Ariel doing in this spread? What is the next big blessing? We have the Lovers in the reverse. What is the next big blessing coming group 3's way? What is the next big blessing coming group 3's way? We have the Nine of Cups. I like that. What else can you tell us? We have the Three of Swords in the upright. It's not as painful as it looks, okay? I'm smiling because it's actually good and it needs to happen. It's not as frightening as it looks because it's actually just talking about something that has already been happening. Somebody's heart's already broken. This is something that we've already been experiencing and it's helping us expand now. So what is the second chakra really talking about, Spirit? The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups. I don't know why I said that with a lisp. Okay. Your bottom deck energy is the Two of Swords reverse, so I do see clarity here. I see the opportunity to finesse energy in a specific direction. That's why the second chakra is reversed. We're not giving elsewhere, we're keeping that within. The whole purpose of the second chakra reversed is to really go within and find trust in ourselves again, and to find clarity in what we know and how we act and what we say. It's about centering ourselves and sort of recalibrating our ideas and the way that we see ourselves again. The main goal here with this second chakra reversed is to offer a strong connection to self again and a strong union to self again. Really doing these things to bring you closer to who you are, your identity, your opinions, your trust in yourself, the way that you see yourself, etc. I do think with the Eight of Swords upright, this is going to be something that may be almost forced upon us, okay? People might notice things about you and go, you know what, you need some time off, just take the day for yourself and come back when you're ready. If that's not the case, the Eight of Swords does sort of put us in a situation of feeling helpless. So it's almost like you have to hit that moment to really be able to see this situation for what it is. And the truth of this situation is we can't keep doing this. There is an opportunity here to expand, but in order to even consider alternate opportunities, we have to face our reality. And the Three of Swords is the reality of, well, this just can't go on. Our current situation is just not working for us. It's creating a bit of sorrow. It's creating limited options in terms of what the other things that we want to do. And it's not really offering us the opportunity to get out. So I do think that whatever this is, it is going to help you find that clarity and to really face the music so that you can start focusing on balancing your situation out more. But this starts as a blessing because it's more time with yourself and it's more time to be able to understand these ideas that you seem to have around this situation. I do think with the Nine of Cups here that whatever feels uncertain or helpless initially will turn into a major wish fulfillment and a general feeling of success. The Nine of Cups again is about you, sweet pea. We had the Lovers reverse talking about you. We had the Eight of Swords talking about you feeling trapped and helpless. We had the Three of Swords talking about you identifying issues and sorrow and things just not working out. We had the Two of Swords reverse talking about you finding clarity and trust in yourself. And now the Nine of Cups talking about you finding emotional fulfillment and an opportunity to feel proud for what you have accomplished and what you have to show for the things that you've been through. So I do think that this Nine of Cups is an opportunity to receive recognition and to kind of hit a new emotional checkpoint where you actually aren't doing as bad as you thought you were, and you now have an opportunity to focus solely on yourself. I do think that this is a blessing because you can take what you learn from this and share it with the people that you love. This will strengthen your connections to children if you are a parent, to soulmates if you have them in your life, as friendships, as family, as lovers. It will allow you to be more balanced in the way that you give and receive emotional relationships. It's making you more balanced and centered, and it's making those relationships more successful as a whole because you're being more honest about what you have to give. You're being more honest about your emotional needs and also about your emotional limitations. You're being more honest about those relationships in general. I do see the Six of Cups as the opportunity to go back to one relationship in particular and really work through those bumps. Whether this is you and your kids, you and your boss, this seems to be something that you want to keep doing. So you're going back to it and you're explaining what you've learned. You're talking about what you've clarified in your mind, and you're really troubleshooting the future here in terms of this is what I can offer. And that whoever it is that you're talking to, it might not be any one person. If you resonate as a light worker, maybe it's a whole platform. You're going back to them and you're saying, hey everyone, or hey love of my life, or hey child who who changed my life forever. This is why I've been a little bit out of sorts lately, and this is what I've realized in my time off, and this is what I want to be able to continue doing, and this is how I intend to do it. So it's really quite beautiful. I think you need this. I really think you do. We're going to clarify victory now with this Hermetic tarot deck. Okay, victory please, Spirit. Victory. I like it so much though. It feels good. Okay, victory, please, Spirit. Group 3. What is the big blessing that victory is offering? We have the Six of Pentacles reversed. It's all about you. Selfishness in the best ways. Group 3, what is this victory? Five of Cups reversed. There we go again. Change your focus. It's all about you. I also think that with the Princess of Swords here, that it's just a change of perspective in general, okay? We're not just focusing on ourselves. We're taking what we've learned for ourselves and we're looking at other people, not through judgment, but through a reality lens. And we're going, well, actually, realistically, love that, but this is what I can offer you. Thank you for thinking of me, but this is the truth about my Friday night. It's being very honest and realistic. And it doesn't mean that it's without compassion. It doesn't mean that it's going to be just difficult conversations left, right, and center. But it is shaping those circumstances differently because we are being more truthful. And honestly, for the Three of Swords to come out twice, that tells me that you will give yourself more opportunities because you're being more transparent, you're being more communicative about these truths, and you're not holding back in terms of the reality of what's going on. Now, we also have the Princess of Wands flopping out over here in the reverse. So 2 pages reverse tells me that we are taking what we've learned and we're actually using that information immediately. I think of a page as an immature energy. So you may be dealing with situations or people who just aren't used to change or don't work well with change. There's concerns over how this is received because they seem to either be naive or just not experienced with this. But I do see that you're not going to take that as an issue or a roadblock. You're working with it. You're moving into this situation knowing that you need to provide a clear scope of what this looks like, especially if you are working with kids, that keeps coming up, or just people who don't get to see everything that's going on in your world. Clear communication, straight to the point, realistic in terms of what you can offer. It will lead you to more opportunities and this fresh giving feeling. With the Five of Cups reversed, like realistically, this is all I have to give. I need to just fill my own cups and I need to find time to focus on me as well with the Six of Pentacles reversed. No more charity is what Spirit's saying with the Six of Pentacles reversed. Stop giving what is meant for you. And this is also hinting that whatever they give to you, they're testing you in terms of the wins that you do receive. They're testing you to see how ready you are for more. So it's this feeling of really take it and own it. Don't be so quick to give it away to other people. You worked for this. Own it. No more charity is what they're implying. Again, it comes back to that reality check. Let people know, what you're worth or how difficult it was to get to where you are today, having those honest conversations. The Princess of Swords reversed is also this feeling of needing to be brutally honest without, the intent of harming, but accepting that you do have the ability to paint a clear picture here through your words. So really just opening up, and even though you may be dealing with someone who's more immature or who's less experienced, do what you can to paint that picture with your words. And with the Princess of Wands reversed, it does feel like your experiences here are something that is going to be what other people wanted to know. Like, you have a very profound impact and people seem to learn through your experiences. So don't cut yourself short. Prioritize your own journey. Prioritize your own experiences and your opportunities to gain wisdom as well through those experiences. Your bottom deck energy is fortitude, so you are strong enough. Your biggest blessing involves you showcasing your strength and understanding that strength comes in many different forms. Patience is one of the strongest traits I think a person can have. It's good to be physically strong and to look after your physical vessel, but there are so many different ways to exhibit strength as a human being. And our spirit, if you have a strong spirit, I feel like that overcomes everything. Perseverance, patience, compassion, kindness, they're all strengths. It takes a lot of energy to be strong in the face of your enemies, or to be compassionate in the face of people who really just don't have any love or sympathy for you. So there's so many different forms of strength, and this is really highlighting to me that your biggest blessing is the opportunity for you to see how strong you have been and to see how you can manage that strength moving forward so that you're not burning out but you are allowing yourself the opportunity to experience other aspects of your personality as well. There are many different ways to be strong. To close your reading, I want to get some advice from Spirit when it comes to these blessings. Oops, that was a terrible shuffle. I'm going to try again. I'm glad you couldn't see that. It was so bad. Group 3, please, Spirit. What is the advice for them when it comes to these blessings? What is the advice for Group 3? Oh my gosh. What is the advice for Group 3 when it comes to these blessings? Excuse me. Okay. Can I get one more card, please? Or was that the card? One more card. What is the advice for Group 3 when it comes to these blessings, please, Spirit? Excellent. Okay, so I really like these cards. First of all, they're very beautiful. Your messages are short and sweet. I like that. You may choose to screenshot the video at this point so that you have your messages there saved in your phone. I used to like to save these and the dream cards as like my screensavers so that whenever I'd unlock my phone, I would see it and be like, oh, that's right. Thanks, Spirit. But anyway, your first advice is, I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. I like that. I feel like this is a good affirmation for you because you are so kind to others and you give so much to others. I think this is about you dialing it in. And also, I didn't share this. I've got to come back to that. This Page of Swords was asking for you to be careful about the media you consume in terms of who you compare yourself to and how much time you spend lurking on social media. Only take that if it applies. I know my audience is very varied and many people don't have social media or choose to abstain from social media. But there is a message here with this Page of Swords reverse. Be careful over who you compare yourself to and how much time you spend lurking online. These are not your peers. You're in different lanes. You can look to them for inspiration and maybe, to say, wow, that's amazing. Good on you. Great work. Sending so much love your way. But don't use this as a measure of your expectations for your success. Stay in your lane and really think about how much time you spend lurking and gaining inspiration off these sources. Okay, we also have my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition, which is why if you have been feeling stagnant or stuck or uninspired, it's because you haven't properly recharged your energy vessel. You are a creative being. Different people express in different ways. Some people don't think they're creative at all, and then you find out, wow, this is what you've done. You've created a whole universe in Minecraft. Excuse me? You're very creative. So we do it in different ways, though. We do it in different ways. So your outer experiences are a reflection of your internal condition, and this advice is more kind of bringing clarity and awareness to the certain blockages that you're experiencing and to how internally they may be, stemming or rooting from. Now, we also have, I always trust the direction of the universe and know I am being guided. Remember, this is very much about you, and it's about how much you're willing to invest in yourself in order to be successful when helping others. It starts with you here. So coming back to that original theme when we are on our journey of spirituality, of trusting the direction of the universe and knowing that you are being guided. You have a whole spiritual team supporting you. These are formed from loved ones, angels, kindred souls from previous lifetimes, and just random entities that want to support you. They're all rooting for you. So call on your spiritual team for support and trust that you are being guided. Group 3, that's what I have for you. That has been your Next Big Blessings reading. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to take this into the extended now. Extended readings are all on Patreon at this stage. I do want to say that we are going to be clarifying this Healer of the Ages opportunity because I see that this will lead to expansion. So what are we leading? What are we going into here? I want to look further into that. Your roads are forking and it's not about what can I do, what do I have to choose. It's like no, you can have multiple themes going at the same time, so it's quite exciting. I do want to look into that, and what this 3 of Wands take the lead is really encouraging you to see And then when it comes to your second chakra here, I do want to look at these relationships a little bit more and how they are being impacted and how they may grow from this. I do think that there was a big focus on self here, so we're going to clarify that in the extended and look at how the self is going to help your relationships, especially if you're manifesting more love into your life. Now, with the victory over here, this could be you manifesting children as well. There's a stagnancy when it comes to birth in general. With the victory here, we're going to be clarifying more about what this Three of Swords theme was about, because you got it twice over here and here. So what is this Three of Swords? What are these somewhat difficult conversations? And how does this really lead to your success? Who are these pages as well? And are they individuals, or is this more of like okay, this is my energy diverting? We're just going to be clarifying victory to really look into how you'll be expanding there and what those difficult conversations with specific people may look like. So extended's on Patreon if that's something that you're interested in. If you're already a patron, the video is up. I'll meet you over there now. I just want to take another quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. Safety is always key. I want to thank you for all of your support. If you feel inclined to, please give it a like or dislike. I'm open to both. React honestly. That's my whole purpose on this channel. And comment down below if that's something that you're comfortable with doing. Thank you so much for tuning in, Group 3. I'm really excited for you. Look after you, and I shall see you in another video. Bye. Welcome, Group 4. If you guys chose this really cute Scrat-like, is that his name? Scrat? If you chose this little squirrel that looks like the squirrel thing from Ice Age, then this is going to be your reading. This one has actually probably gotten more use than all the other toys. If Kirk doesn't play with this, my younger siblings usually do. So it's a well-used, well-loved toy in this house. I'm gonna put your little toy over there for now. We're going to be asking Spirit, what are the next big blessings that you can expect in your world, in your life? What is the next big blessings coming in? I've got 3 pre-shuffled oracle cards here, and I will also be shuffling and getting more cards, more clarity, more information. So bear with me on that, but let's see what cards we are dealing with today. We have Envy, okay? Envy coming out straight off the cuff. We have the Garden and the Gate in the reverse position. The numbers on these cards are 30, and Envy is the number 20. Interesting. Now, the third card I have for you from this beautiful oracle deck is Blossoming Abundance, the number 3 in the upright. This is giving me interesting vibes. You know what this is saying? This is telling me that the grass isn't always greener on the other side. This is literally, we have Envy, the gate is closed, the garden's here, and Blossoming Abundance. So that's telling me the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Your biggest blessing is coming into awareness over the current opportunities that you are facing and how you can grow from that. I do think that these are individual things as well, so we're going to be clarifying them. But I do want to start with Envy. Envy is such an interesting card to get in a blessings reading. It's almost insinuating this full circle moment of you feeling like others are envious of you, where in the past you may have been the one who envied them. Now, I think that jealousy can be a good motivator, but it's so interesting to see that as a blessing. So very interesting. I feel like it's a catalyst for you in accepting circumstances, or at least identifying how you have certain things going for you, you know? Sometimes we don't realize how good we've got it until we hear somebody else tell us that. So that's what envy could be talking about. There's a feeling of someone comparing themselves to you and it really showing to you that, wow, I've actually got a lot going for me. The grass isn't greener on the other side. Those people actually envy me for what I've got going on. And sometimes that is the biggest blessing, because it really puts things into perspective and shows us how we've been neglecting areas of our lives by looking at what others are doing instead. Now, we also have the Garden and the Gate reverse. So usually when that card is upright, it tells me that you're expanding and you have an opportunity to either expand past the gate and explore undeveloped landscapes, or you continue growing your garden and letting that cultivate into something more expansive. So for that to be reversed, it's like the gate isn't even an option. You're not going to be developing anything else. It's like, this is it. And there's still opportunities here to grow and expand, because blossoming abundance over here is talking about that fertility. This is the number 3. That's the number 30. Even though we're not looking elsewhere, we're still growing, we're still developing. So I see blossoming abundance as confirmation that even though certain things may not work out, especially if you had been looking at external things, like maybe you'd been considering taking up another job or starting a new relationship, or I'm not sure. It just feels like you'd been looking over the fence to see what other people are doing, and is that going to be something good for me? Blossoming abundance is saying there's so much growth here, and there's so much more expansion here for you, group 4. Blossoming abundance is really encouraging you to see that this is going to be fruitful for you. And there's also a feeling of security in that as well. It almost reminds me of like a feeling of coming home to something, which is quite beautiful. Now I'm going to be clarifying each of these 3 cards. We'll start over here with envy. I want to use this compassionate deck for that because we're going to get clear messages, but I want them to be with compassion. So let me shuffle this again. I shuffled it off camera between groups as well, but I just want to get your energy in there. Group 4, please, Spirit. Can we clarify what envy is talking about for group 4? We are being shown the moon card reversed, confront, excuse you. What is envy talking about in group 4's reading? What is their next big blessing, Spirit? We have the 9 of Wands reversed, rest and reconsider. We also have the 4 of Swords, just breathe in the reversed. Wow. Your bottom deck energy at this stage is the 7 of Cups, daydreams and decisions. I may be getting clarity. We'll see how I go, but I am getting messages already. So the 7 of Cups reversed, this is really just telling you that clarity is going to be coming. Whatever has been confusing, it is going to be made very clear. This is a blessing because potentially there were feelings in this mix that were just making things a lot more confused. There were thoughts that we were having that was leading to feelings of confusion. And with daydreams and decisions here, I do see this as you getting clarity and finding your truth. Okay, I see the opportunity here to really feel for what is best for you and to not feel confused about what other people may think or what other people are doing or what may make other people happy. It's really very much about you. And this seems to be coming after a period of you refusing to see what was right in front of you as well, as if you were waiting for something else to come along or waiting for someone to tell you what to do, almost stubbornly waiting for someone to make this happen for you. So that's quite good. I think that clarity can be a huge blessing because it gives us the opportunity to, well, for me, the reason why I started this whole YouTube channel was to offer people clarity, because once I gained personal clarity through my spiritual practices, I was finally able to properly take steps towards my future. When you're so confused and in the lurch and unsure of everything, it makes it very clear to plan and to understand how to act in order for the future that you want. When you feel like you're having to get opinions and advice and understanding from other people and they're inconsistent with their energy, it can be so confusing. So this clarity is a huge blessing for you because it also offers you clear feelings. That clear understanding gives you clear feelings. Now, I see that with the moon card reversed as well. It's like this confusion or this illusion is over. I see the sun coming out and the darkness really sort of dissipating. This is also talking about looking at something that may have been there all along. So it's kind of like the answer was either there, it may have been hidden, or it may have been masked by something else, but we're finally seeing it for what it is. Confront is interesting for you too, because it's almost insinuating that fear of the truth was involved as well. So whatever this envy is, we're finally looking at it for what it is, and it doesn't seem to have as much power over us as it once did as well. This is a blessing for you because, again, the sun is coming out and we're realizing, wow, what a waste of energy with the 9 of Wands reversed. Just rest and reconsider. Reversed is almost like, okay, you know what? No more. I'm cutting that off altogether. I'm taking my energy back and I'm investing it over here instead. I see the Nine of Wands as us reintroducing healthy boundaries as well, and understanding how we want to invest our energy. When this card is upright, it's my perseverance card. It's my, like, how much do you want this, really pushing yourself through those challenges. But when it's reversed, it's kind of like, actually, you know what? I don't want this anymore. This isn't worth my energy. This is taking so much of my energy all the time, comparing myself to other people, expecting other people to give me the validation that I need. It's taking so much of my energy. I'm gonna move this way instead. I'm gonna take that pathway instead. And this is being clarified by the Four of Swords reverse. So this talks about coming out of a state of peace and meditation and reflection. So I see this as you slowly reanimating and taking actions towards things that you've been thinking about doing for some time. It's almost insinuating that even though there may have been confusion here and waiting, feeling of stagnancy, needing other people to kind of show you and tell you what to do, you have been formulating your own ideas and your own plans. So I see you slowly taking action towards these things and slowly sort of figuring out what this looks like for you. How will your future look after this? What do you want to take actions towards? There's still consideration here and thought before you act, but there's a lot more action compared to previously. So that's quite powerful if you tell me. I see this as quite a big energy for you, Group 4. You may have messages in other groups as well, but I see this as a massive blessing because it's transitioning you into a more fruitful state. You're not in the lurch anymore. So let's move over to the Garden and the Gate. We'll be clarifying that with the Modern Witchcraft deck over here by Lisa Sterle. The Garden and the Gate, please, Spirit. Can you clarify what this energy is for Group 4? What is the Garden and the Gate for Group 4? What is the Garden and the Gate for Group 4? Yeah, that's interesting. The Three of Wands reversed. Very much so. Grass isn't always greener on the other side. What haven't you been investing energy into that's been right in front of you? We also have the Five of Wands in the reverse. Stop comparing yourself to other people. This isn't a competition. This is your life. Group 3, 4. I'm looking at the number 2 and 3 off camera. I've got like a little thing that was delivered this morning and I got distracted. Okay, Group 4, please, Spirit. The Garden and the Gate. Why is this card in Group 4 spread? Why is this card in Group 4 spreaded? Ooh, we have the Strength card reversed. Excuse my shakes, I went to the gym this morning. We have the High Priestess upright, and we also have the Sun reversed. Okay, goodness me. Your bottom deck energy is the Eight of Swords in the upright. I'm going to put this over here. Or maybe over here. Yeah, no, here. There, yes. Excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink of water quickly. Okay. Goodness me. Group 4, the Garden and the Gate is definitely talking about the grass is not always greener on the other side. It's talking about investing in something that was right there behind you all along. This is insinuating that we had been looking elsewhere instead of at something that was standing behind us. The Three of Wands reversed is talking about reinvesting your energy and almost like taking it back from something that was taking too long to work out. It feels like whatever this was, it just expectations weren't being met. There was a lot of uncertainty over when that cargo ship was coming back. Communication may have been inconsistent and there was just no clarity there. So this is talking about really sort of taking that energy back to the source, which is you, and then remeasuring how you want to invest it. This card is insinuating that the truth is behind you. It's something that you had turned away from, or it's something that you had neglected to invest energy into because you were so focused on something else. So I do think that this is about something that other people expected you to do, or something that other people told you would be a good idea. There is a feeling of measuring your actions or the outcome based on other people's opinions here, with the Five of Wands reversed, this is saying we need to stop feeding them so much energy. They have no power over this outcome. This isn't a competition, or this isn't about what other people want from us. This is about our life. And the truth is that we want more success for ourselves. We need more growth for ourselves. We need more happiness for ourselves. If I'm honest with you, the Garden and the Gate is talking about bringing happiness back into your life by actually focusing more on your garden rather than what lies on the other side of that gate. It feels like the Five of Wands reversed is encouraging you to stop measuring your expectations of other people's success or opinions or just general what they project, because their energy is taking from you in a harmful way. I think this is a Buddhist saying, comparison is the thief of joy, and it's always good to sort of look to others for inspiration, but we have to accept that we are individuals and we're doing our own things. Even though we may be the same age or in similar situations, we are individuals in every sense of the word. So really kind of taking that time to pull your energy back to your source and to measure your outcomes and your individual expectations over how you want your life to be based on who you are and where your energy is coming from. Stop giving these people so much power over your future. I do think with the Strength card reversed that this Garden and the Gate may feel like a pitfall, but it's not actually supposed to be that way. It's teaching you compassion and this feeling of patience, like you've run out of it. I'm sick of waiting for this to work out in the way that I want it to, or I'm sick of waiting for people to fight my battles for me or to tell me what to do. There's a strong feeling of finding your power again and needing to find it slowly. The Strength card reversed is almost implying this courage that goes unnoticed by other people. You're seemingly doing this for yourself, and maybe it's a little bit sneaky, but it's not supposed to be that way. That wasn't the intention. It's just this feeling of working in the shadows and building that courage for yourself, taking yourself away from the spotlight in some cases. It feels like we don't need to advertise this to everyone. We don't need to prove anything to everyone. We don't need everyone to see how strong we are. We just need ourselves to believe that. And I do think with the High Priestess over here that this is a blessing because it's bringing you your power back. The High Priestess is an incredibly powerful energy, but it feels like it's always underestimated because it's so passive. When the Fool meets the High Priestess in the Fool's journey, which is the story of tarot, the Fool feels incredibly intimidated by this powerful being, and yet there's been no clear, showy displays of power in the way that the Magician has. This is a very feminine energy of being passively powerful and knowing how things are going to work out and knowing what is best for yourself and knowing how to move forward by being so in tune with your higher self and what is best for you. This is a strong, powerful turn for you in your journey because it takes you away from needing that validation from others and that support from others, that big tick from others, and simply trusting that this is what is best for you, knowing that this is what is meant for you. I do think with the Sun reversed, it's not a coincidence that you have two Leo cards down here in the reverse position. The ultimate thing behind this, or the motivator, should I say, behind this blessing is that it is bringing you your happiness back. And it does feel like a pitfall initially, but I think that if we take that away from, well, how are others going to see this and what are other people going to think of me, versus, well, how will this bring more light into my life? How can I make this situation work for me? It may not look good on paper or social media, but how will this work for me? How can I make this situation more joyful for me, more high vibrational for me? And when we talk about high vibrations, it doesn't need to be complicated. You don't have to do that hectic yoga routine every day or that meditation ritual twice a day or eat that specific diet every day of your life. It's as simple as connecting to your inner child and what truly makes you happy. That is high vibrational. Other practices may help, and it could help bring more structure into your life, but it is really about connecting to your joy. Life is too short to be focused on these complicated things when it's as simple as being happy and embracing your joyful moments and what makes you happy. I do think that the Garden and the Gate here is about bringing reality back as well. We're not over glamorizing and romanticizing this by looking over the fence and seeing what's greener on the other side. We're solely focused on the truth. And the truth of the situation is your garden has been neglected in some areas, and that is what is going to make you more happy. Sowing those soils and planting those seeds, it just kind of feels like this opportunity brings you more power. By taking that back to the source, which is you. You're so powerful. Not everybody needs to know that. You have nothing to prove to anybody except yourself. And trusting yourself again and bringing that power back is such a big blessing, because it unlocks so much more potential for you. And it also, once you're in that state, you're going to look back at some of your goals and go, actually, you know what? I only had that goal for somebody else because I wanted to impress them. I don't have that goal anymore because it doesn't impress me. What I want for myself is this, and this is where I'm going to feed my energy now. So it's interesting. It feels like a pitfall, but it's actually your biggest powerful character arch that you've had in recent times. Let's clarify the 3 over here, this blossoming abundance now. What else can you tell us about blossoming abundance for group 4? What else can you tell us about blossoming abundance for group 4, please, Spirit? What else can you tell us about blossoming abundance for group 4? We have the 3 of Wands showing up as a slight blockage. You've got that twice in the reverse position. It's literally that song, turn around every now and then. I get a little bit nervous and I never come around. It's right behind you. Group 4, please, Spirit. What is blossoming abundance doing here? Something flipped, but where did it go? It should come back soon. Why is blossoming abundance here? We have the King of Swords in the reverse position. Wowzers. We also have the Justice card in the reverse position. Name. Who pissed you off? Goodness me. You seem to thrive when certain things don't go according to plan. It may not look like that, but it's like a massive show of strength when these things happen. We're also being shown the Wheel of Fortune reverse, speaking of things not going according to plan. So how is this a blessing, Spirit? How is this a blessing? The Queen of Cups is upright. It connects you more with your spiritual, psychic abilities. You're highly intuitive, group 4. I don't know who you are, but you don't seem to trust how intuitive you are. You seem to be very focused on what other people think of you instead. Your bottom deck energy is the Sun upright, so this is a blessing because it actually brings you the happiness you've been seeking elsewhere. This is a major blessing for you. I really can't emphasize that enough. I see the Sun as an opportunity to really connect with your true self, whether this is a journey by yourself or whether this involves you coming into union with the right people in general. It helps us by decluttering the other people that have been taking up space in our lives, the people who aren't supposed to sit at our table, you know, because you are showing up as this king. You are showing up as this strong, powerful being, and yet you've got people advising you things that just aren't helpful. It's complicated. It's not authentic to your character. Now, blossoming abundance over here, we see that as like an opportunity to grow and expand. I see that as you really growing from what you currently have or what you've already experienced. Now, this came out as the 3 of Wands first in terms of clarifying that energy, and that is very much about turnaround. You're missing the point, or you're missing something so vital. This is very key information and you're not paying attention to it. Turn around, please. This is definitely you're investing energy in the wrong sources card. And this is also indicating that the success that you've been seeking could be coming from a direction that you've been neglecting. So I do think that this is going to be a completely fresh situation for you, even though it feels like you've lost. You've actually gained a lot because you've turned around and you've gone either back to something or you're addressing something that you've previously neglected. I do see the King of Swords over here reversed as needing to be clearly honest with yourself. You can't trick anyone in this situation, okay? I think this is about really thinking things through and not making brash actions. I also think that it's about doing what's best for you. I see this as a little bit selfish. The King of Swords upright with Justice upright would usually be my cards of like what is best for everyone. I see the King of Swords as a highly diplomatic character who tries to come to some sort of justice ruling, an outcome that is best for everyone, for the highest good of everyone. But in the reverse, Spirit's saying this is a blessing because you need to stop thinking of everyone. Think of you for a change. What is best for you? Don't think about how you're letting your parents down or how you're disappointing your mates or how that's really not in line with what you want that person who you're very attracted to think of you. It's very much about, well, no, this is about you. This isn't about them. Do this for you. Be selfish in this sense. Take that action for you. If it isn't outwardly hurting someone, then it isn't going to be something that is considered bad karma. If the intention here is to align with your authentic nature, then it can't be harmful or considered as bad karma. If you're not out here intentionally hurting other people through your actions, it's not genuinely selfish. It's you coming into connection with yourself. And I do see with Justice reversed here that this could involve you separating from people who you'd previously pinned so much on. It's like before you jumped, you had to ask for permission to jump. Before you made that decision, you had to ask for permission to make that decision. So it's very much about separating yourself from this contract almost and finding your independence again, finding your opportunities again for you. This does feel like a separation of energies. Justice reversed is saying somebody's going to lose here, so at least make sure that you're the one that's winning, because maybe in the first place, this contract wasn't evenly set anyway. Maybe in the first place, someone was always going to lose anyway, because the terms of this agreement were not in your favor anyway. So I do think with the Wheel of Fortune reversed that there is a feeling of going backwards, or at least of losing something. And this is actually a blessing because it's helping us get rid of things that no longer are a part of our journey. With the Wheel of Fortune reversed, it comes back to this analogy, which I have used before on this channel. Consider yourself tied to this wheel, okay? You're safe. It's not uncomfortable. It may just be a little bit, well, it may be a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not going to hurt you, okay? And you're on this wheel. The wheel was once upright and things were going well, but over time, things had fallen into your pocket. The universe had found you grabbing things along the way, and it started to cause weight in one side of your pocket. And over time, the wheel has started to flip. And now your pockets are so heavy that the whole wheel is flipped upside down. The purpose of this moment isn't to make you feel like you've lost. It's to help those heavy things fall out of your pocket so that the wheel can restore balance back into your life. You're carrying too much. Certain things in your life are not meant for you moving forward, whether these are expectations or opinions, or whether these are beliefs of yourself or other people's beliefs of who you are. This could be people in general with Justice reversed. But it is important that these things are rid from your energy in order for you to be successful. With the Queen of Cups here as well as the overarching reason, I did ask Spirit while I shuffled this card, why is this a blessing? You're showing us so many reversals. How is this a blessing? And Spirit's saying that this is bringing you the right kind of connection in your life. It's bringing you more faith in your intuitive abilities and more compassion and care into your world, because the right people will be supporting you and you will be supporting the right people. There is more love here. There's more support here. There's more genuine connection here. The right people will be backing you after this. And it does feel like this blossoming abundance is talking about bringing the right relationships into your world, whether we're talking about friendship, love, etc. The Queen of Cups as a blessing, or as the clarifying energy of why this is a blessing, tells me that there's going to be more depth, more care, more support, more understanding, and it's much more balanced. It's more connected to who we are at our compassionate core and our human nature. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 4. This has been your what is your next big blessing reading. I will be taking this into the extended now. I can't do that yet. Spirit's saying I've got to get you some advice first. Oh, I was trying to avoid it. I'm going to be honest with you. I was trying to avoid it. I was like, damn, we're already at 27 minutes. But Spirit's like, no. What are you doing? Give them advice. Okay, Spirit. What advice do you have for group 4 when it comes to their next big blessings? What advice do you have for group 4? I tried to get away with it. Okay. I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. And I think that this big blessing is going to realign you with the truth of what love is. Not attachments, not this feeling of competition. It shouldn't be this difficult. The right kind of love is going to offer you so much more abundance, so much more enrichment, so much more happiness. You are a spirit having a human experience, and you are here to get closer to love through your experiences. That is your biggest advice. This is a reminder of your worth and what you deserve and what the core behind your actions should be. There is this feeling of you deserve more, group 4, and the biggest blessing is realizing that and reminding yourself of how you've actually been cutting yourself short in some cases. So that's what I see for you. This is officially the end of your reading. I am taking this into the extended now. I just want to tell you what we'll be talking about in the extended. We're going to address this envious situation and what fears you will need to be confronting in terms of what is this truth that's low-key always been there and yet now it's coming to light. How does that play into you strategizing your energy as well? I want to clarify these 2 cards. So we're going to talk about envy in terms of the fears or the confrontation, as well as where are we putting our energy now? What does that look like? I also want to talk about the garden and the gate. We're going to clarify all 3 of these cards, but when it comes to the garden and the gate, I want to clarify the sunshine feeling in the reverse. There was this feeling of there's no sun right now, and it felt a little bit like, well, how is this a blessing? So I did my best to explain that in this portion of your reading, but in the extended, I want to delve deeper into that. Why does it feel like it has to hurt before it gets better? What is this separation of energies, and how are we going to grow in the garden now? If the gate isn't an option, what is the garden offering us type of feeling? In terms of blossoming abundance, I want to come back to this Justice card reverse. Does this involve you separating from someone, or does this involve you needing to reevaluate a separation with someone? I do want to look at how this impacts your relationships, because the overall blessing was love and compassion and care and support. So how does that impact your relationships? That's what I want to see. The Sun card could be talking about a reunion or reconciliation, or just a feeling of meeting someone who brings a lot of light into your life. So we're going to talk about that over there. If you would like to join me in the extended, it will be on Patreon. The link to my Patreon community is down below. It is something I've talked about in the intro in terms of a disclaimer, so if you missed that, please go back and listen. I've talked enough in your group. There is a disclaimer about the end of the month and how Patreon works with their billing, so go back to the intro and listen to that disclaimer if you missed it. Otherwise, I want to take a quick second to thank your guides, my guides, and our spiritual teams for helping me channel today's messages and for keeping me safe while doing so. I want to thank you for all of your support, Group 4. Thank you so much for joining me here on YouTube. And if you feel inclined to, please react down below. Give it a like, give it a dislike if that's how you feel. Just be honest and comment if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, I shall see you in another video very soon. Look after yourself, Group 4. Bye!